starting deals, I've been making calls. No matter what it is, I'ma pay the cost. Why y'all make me sick, cause I know you lost. $1,000 trips, I've been taking off. $1,000 fits, and that's just the jaws. Rolling up again while I'm in the gym.
Yo, what's up, YouTube? Back at you with another video on today. This is Raw Detroit. Make sure you guys hit that subscription button, subscribe to the channel, click on the bell, and hit the word all so that you may be able to receive every notification that comes from the channel. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. The Detroit Lions dominate the Chicago Bears. Now, I know a lot of people in the first game against the Green Bay Packers, a lot of people was like, man, the season going to be over. It's over. I can't believe we lost to the Packers, but we got to pump our brakes for a little bit because you got to understand it's a long season and the Lions is not going to win every single game. Now, we would love for the Lions to win every game, but in reality, that's not going to really happen. So I'm glad that the Lions were able to be a resilient team. I'm glad that the Lions were able to handle their business and go out there and get a victory. And being able to rebound, man, that's the biggest thing, man, is being able to rebound. And that's something that the Lions were able to do. Ben Johnson comes in. You know, he was going to get a warm welcome by the fans. He already knew it. And we just had to show him, man, that that you are not greater than the teacher. You know, the student is never greater than the teacher. So we had to kind of show him, man, that, you know, the teacher is always going to be victorious and the student is always going to be the student. But we'll see, man, when we play them again, what's going to happen. We play them at the end of the season, and we'll see what happened in that game. But Jared Goff was on fire. 23 out of 28 for 334 yards with 5 touchdown passes. Jared Goff was out there playing out of his mind. So shout out to Jared Goff, going out there, bouncing back, having a beautiful game. And the run game was working for the Lions as well. And normally when the Lions got the offense going the way they got it going, they are tough to defend and they're tough to beat. The Lions go out there and handle their business. Jahmyr Gibbs has 12 carries for 94 yards, averaged about 7.8 per carry with a touchdown. And then David Montgomery also played well with 11 carries for 57 yards, averaged 5.2 per carry with a touchdown as well. And then everybody else just contributes. So the Lions are over 200 plus some yards rushing the football and over 300 plus yards passing the ball. And then Amon-Ra St. Brown was just having a day all over the field. Amon-Ra St. Brown showing why he's one of the best wide receivers in the National Football League. Has 9 receptions for 115 yards with 3 tutties. Yes, I'll say that again. He had 3 touchdowns in this game. And then J-Mo, who you know that anytime he gets the ball in his hands, the dude is just explosive, man. He only had 2 catches, but he went over 108 yards. It averaged 54 yards a catch. This is crazy with 1 touchdown. So shout out to J-Mo. And then also shout out to J-Mo because he got paid as well. And then the Lions trying to figure out how to bring the rookie Isaac Tesla and get him more involved, man. He had 1 catch, which was a spectacular catch for 29 yards. So as the Lions try to get him involved in the offense, I think that's going to be cool once they get him more involved and get him more comfortable with the offense. And then, you know, Brock Wright just doing what he normally do, come in and play good alongside with Sam Laporta. Both of those guys had 3 catches. Brock Wright did get a touchdown pass, and Sam Laporta had 3 catches for 26 yards. Khalif Raymond had 1 catch for 14 yards. Gibbs had 3 catches for 10 yards, and Montgomery only had 1 catch for 4 yards. But what we want to talk about is how the defense finally stepped up and played some good football. The defense finally was productive, and Marcus Davenport led the way. So shout out to Davenport. Hopefully he's not going to be gone for a long time. I did see that he got hurt in the game or whatever. But at the same time, he did try to come back, and then he went out again. So we'll see what goes on with the Marcus Davenport thing, because we know that normally Davenport does not play a full season. So that can be scary if you're a Detroit Lion, because you are banking on Davenport to be able to be that guy alongside Aiden Hutchinson. But Davenport did have a sack in the game, so shout out to him. Brian Branch had a sack in the game. He was all over the field as normal. Terry Arnold almost had an interception, but it got called back on a penalty from Brian Branch. So I know Terry Arnold was like, he was mad, probably mad about that. Like, man, this is my first interception, man, and they take it away. But Terry Arnold looked good out there, coming off that hammy injury and everything like that. So he looked pretty decent. And then the Lions overall, man, the defense just played well, man. They played a good game. And Muhammad looked good out there. He got a sack. Hutch got a sack. And that's what you want to see, man. So you got some contribution from the linemen. You got 3 sacks from the defensive line. And then you get a sack from your safety, Brian Branch. So this is the type of football that we want to see the Detroit Lions play. Now, we know that it's going to be a tough game against the Baltimore Ravens because we got them up. But, yes, the Lions can beat them. But at the same time, you're going to Baltimore, and it's going to be a very, very tough game. But, man, shout out to the team for just playing some good team football. I thought they was going to try to run the score up to 60, but they didn't. They just scored 52 points in this game. So, shout out for the Lions bouncing back and Dan Campbell getting these guys right back on track. We know that the Lions got one of the best offenses in the league. The biggest thing with the Detroit Lions is how well are they going to play defensively. That's what we all want to see, and that's all we want to know. We know that we got one of the best offenses in the league, but how are we going to stack up when it comes to playing defense throughout the whole entire season? Because we have some tough games, and we know that the game against Cincy, we may not see Joe Burrow. Reports came out that Joe Burrow is having a toe surgery, man. So we're wishing nothing but the best for Joe Burrow. Speedy recovery for him. I know Jamar Chase is going to miss him for a minute, but the next man up. So you got to do what you got to do. We know that all too well because last year we lost a lot of key players, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So hopefully Davenport is able to come back and bounce back from the injury that he had, man. But so that game against Cincinnati, if Joe Burrow's not there, we may have a good chance to beat the Cincinnati Bengals. But it's going to be a tough game, man, against the Baltimore Ravens because we know they got one of the best rushing attacks in Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. It's going to be tough trying to stop Lamar and Derrick Henry. So we'll see what the Lions do. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you just want to see this team get to the playoffs. We don't have to have the best record in the National Football League. All we want to do is continue to stack up some wins and continue to win football games. That's it. That's all we want to do so that we can get into the postseason and we'll take it from there. We'll deal however the chips fall, we'll deal with it. But I'm glad that the Lions dominated defensively. I'm glad that the team went out there and dominated and played hard for Dan Campbell. So we know that these next couple games, they're going to have to even play harder because you got Cleveland coming up, which Cleveland hasn't won a game yet. But you know Baltimore is going to be a tough game. And we'll see, man, what the Lions really, truly have in store for this season. Because some people was thinking that the season was going to be over. But I just think that it's going to be a roller coaster season. It's going to be one of those seasons where we're going to win a lot of games, and then it's going to be some games that's going to be close games that we're going to drop. But it don't matter, man. Shout out to the team playing well. Shout out to the offense going out there and really, really holding it down. Jared Goff was on fire in this game and pretty much barely missed. He only missed 5 throws in this game and walked away with 5 touchdown passes. So this is one of his best performances in his career thus far. And hopefully we'll see more performances out of Jared Goff like this. And shout out to John Morton and Calvin Shepard, the OC and the DC for the Detroit Lions, getting these guys ready and prepared. And they said it was going to be a different team on Sunday. And the Detroit Lions proved it to the NFL world that they were going to be a different team going against the Chicago Bears, man. So shout out to them, because they took a lot of slack from a lot of us as fans because we want to win, man. In Detroit, man, we want to win. We're hungry for winning. You know, we've lost so much in history that, you know what I'm saying, we don't want to fail anymore. We want to win. So shout out for them getting the squad ready and those guys going out there and delivering. That's what we want to see going forth. So hopefully the Lions will win some more games, and hopefully, this offense takes off and this defense really takes off as well.